we go. It's going live. One second. Okay, we are live. Laura, I'm going to temporarily mute you just while I talk and then you can jump in. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we are officially live. We're talking about contracts and contingencies. If you are on, please say hello. Let us know that you are watching. I see we have a couple viewers. So let us know that you are here also to make sure that I can see that it is actually working. Today we're going to be talking about the clauses for sale contracts, right? We were talking regardless if you're wholesaling, buy and hold, or fix and flipping. Thanks, Misty. Hey, how are you? Okay, I'm glad you guys can see us. And so we will be talking about the contingencies towards that. Now, I'm going to start with the contingencies. Laura is driving, so I'm going to take over as much as I can of this. Then she might briefly go over contracts, like very, very quick. And then we're going to open up for a quick Q&A and move forward with that. But the most important thing when you're doing contracts is the contingencies and the clauses, I would say, to protect yourself as the investor, regardless if you are the end buyer or you are going to wholesale this out, you want to make sure that you have those contingencies in place. In our contract, we leave a section and we have about 7 different contingencies that we will use at any time, but we use the same 2 specifically probably almost every time, regardless of what we are doing. So with that being said, let's kind of jump into some of those contingencies. We gave out a PDF this week that you can go and request to download. Just scroll in the group and you just request contracts and we will send you the contingencies that we offer. We have 7. We talk about mainly 2 here in particular. And so that's the 2 that I'm going to cover. The first one that I want to cover is the one that I use pretty much every single time. Now, we may change the wording just a little bit, but it's like based on business partner approval. So this is more like this contingency is contingent on this contract is contingent on business partners approval. We do not use inspections if we are not the end buyer because we obviously plan on wholesaling that out. And if the seller requests an inspection, that can cause some serious issues if you did not get an inspection done. So we have business partner approval or private money lender approval because we may decide to flip it. And so we need to have both just to be safe, depending on what we decide to do with that property. So we do that. So it's contingent on business partners approval within 21 days of acceptance of sales contract. That is the one that I use almost every time. If I am interested in it more as a flip, then I may put on private money lender approval. The second one, and Laura may be able to explain this just a little bit deeper because I haven't used this, but she has. This is called the first right of refusal contingency. So if the investor or the buyer is writing a contract with the right to flip or assign, and the seller is kind of like reluctant to sign up the property and take it off the market, then one thing that we have had a lot of our students do is do this first right of refusal. This is a great way where they can keep it on the market. They can continue to market the property, but they have to give you 72 hours to either go through with the contract and go to closing or be able to back out and let them use their current buyer. So the seller really retains the right to continue marketing that property. Laura, would you like to say anything else kind of expanding on that, or did I cover that pretty decently? Because she usually covers that one. We'll see if she's able to unmute. I know she's driving, so it might not be what she's able to do. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if she's able to unmute at this time. If she is, then we will let her talk on that. Now, talking a little bit about contracts. We our contract we provide for our students is
Okay, I'm unmuted.
oh, there you go.
I thought you could, yeah, I thought you could unmute me, but that would be easier. Anyway, no, I want to go back on the 72 hours. So that's a good one to use when I don't use that unless I have to. So keep that on the side like a silver bullet. So basically, if you have a situation where maybe the seller says, you know what, you're putting only $10 down, I'm not going to take it off the market for $10. Or, you know, they just say, well, let's see if I can get better offers. Or they're really just not sure that you're going to be the best contract and they don't want to accept it for whatever reason, then you can use that one. Because basically, it lets them keep the foot in two shoes. They can go ahead and take your contract. And now if they get another contract, then they have 72 hours. They have to give you the right to say, okay, I got the backup offer. Are you going to go ahead and move forward and we're going to close as agreed, or should I take the other offer? So that's what the 72-hour refusal, and the exact wording is in the PDF that Liz mentioned about. But what does the 72-hour do? So it's a very good one, but don't use it unless you have to, because that will get a lot of sellers to say, well, yeah, I can go ahead and take our contract then, just in case. I can still market it anyway.
Okay, great. Yeah, so those are two really important contingencies that we or our students are using a lot of lately, especially if the first right of refusal was definitely
got mad behind me, but he was coming down.
Laura? Okay, so now, no, you're good. So now we're going to move into a little bit about contracts. Would you like to speak about that, or would you like me to kind of cover the basics?
Yeah, go ahead and cover the basics.
All right. So for contracts, we have a 2-page contract. It's really 1 page front and back that we use. We do not recommend doing, one, you cannot use an agent contract unless you are licensed. It's, you know, kind of frowned upon. But 2, we recommend that you keep it really short and simple. And I was talking to a few of my students the other day, and I told them one of the most common mistakes we make is we make the contracts so complicated that sellers don't understand them, and it freaks them out. And you want to do everything in your power to keep a seller from backing out. And so sitting down with them and explaining the contract is helpful, but also just having it very straightforward, to the point, and what it covers. The biggest thing is that you want to have is, obviously you have to have the property address, the type of property it is it a single family, is it a multifamily, that kind of thing. And then you want to have the date, obviously your name or your business name, the seller's name. You want to have the asking price, or the purchase price, the purchase price. And then you want to have the place for contingencies. Those are the biggest things on there. We have the right to market property. We put and/or assigns on it if we do plan on wholesaling. And then obviously you want signatures. Laura, would you like to elaborate any more on that?
No, the main thing on the contract, like I said, it could be written simply on a piece of paper, and it still would be a valid contract. The main thing you have to have is the date of the contract and the date by when the contract has to be performed, which is your closing date, the name of the parties, and the address of the property, and monetary consideration, even if it's only $10. Those are essential elements, and the only thing you need beyond that is a clause, like subject to business partner approval. That's it. Keep it simple, keep it very straightforward. I've seen contracts as short as only 1 page. Our contract is 2 pages, and it has some other clauses in there that, you know, over the years have protected us from different situations. But that's all you need.
Okay, great. So I know this was a little choppy. I think my internet's kind of going in and out. I can see it on the Facebook. So I hope you guys were able to hear it all right. But do we have any questions while you have us about contracts and contingencies? I know there's a little bit of a delay. So while those questions come in, we are going to announce the raffle winner, because I actually remembered to. So our raffle this time is a book on one of our favorite mindset books. What you will do is you will email in. I will put the email in the chat if you are the raffle winner, and you can pick from a list of books. that we have. We have a list of quite a few, probably over 20 books of our favorites that you're welcome to pick and choose from, and we will send it to your house or to your Kindle. So the winner for this week is, hold on, I had my assistant help me pull it, is Laura Smith. So congratulations, Laura, if you're online. You have won the mindset book for this week's raffle. Thank you so much for participating in all the posts. We do a raffle every Friday, and sometimes I have to go live again because I forget. And really how that works is you contribute in the group, you ask questions, you're commenting on the post, just interacting and helping out, that kind of stuff. And then for every comment you do, you get one entry towards the raffle. So if you do one comment, it's one. If you do 50, then it's 50. And then we kind of put it in the spinning wheel and spin, and we will announce it on Fridays. So do we have any questions? I don't see any coming in just yet, but we have quite a few people watching. Thank you, Jennifer. She said, great info, ladies. I have to run to an appointment. Have a great Friday. Okay, I don't see any questions coming in, so we will go ahead and jump off. Laura, would you like to say anything else before I close out?
No, that's all.
All right, so I'll let you go ahead and go because I know you're driving. I'll close out. And
Yeah, I'm in the middle of traffic for everybody, and I'm pulling like an RV. So it's not any.
It's okay. Thanks for coming on. I'll close out. Okay, everybody. Yeah, so I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will be talking soon. Oh, we have one question, but that's okay. I can answer that, no problem. Thanks for getting one in. How soon should you give a contract? What are you meaning? Like to the seller? I do it as soon as I get in. Like as soon as I'm finished talking with the seller, I put in an offer. I do not want to waste time. Now the market is changing. It is starting to soften a little bit, but I still don't want to waste time and give another chance for another investor to get in. How soon after contract with the seller? Okay. So I put closing is 6 weeks out for me, 4 to 6 weeks. If I already have a buyer in mind, I have the buyer come in. If I have a buyer in mind and I know they're going to pay, then I will do 4 weeks. But most of my contracts go for 6 weeks out. I talk to the seller and I send in a contract right away. So as soon as I give them an offer and they're, or I've talked to them, I said, okay, I'm going to send you over a contract with an offer. I will send that over within a couple of hours. I do not wait. I run my numbers. I ask them a ton of questions to get kind of rehab costs and all of that. And then I send it out. Do not wait. And then as far as my buyers, I do not honor an inspection period for them. They need to do that before they put it under contract. We will talk more about that during a week when we cover buyers, but I will put my contract out for 6 weeks if I'm wholesaling. And that gives me 3 weeks to get a buyer in place. A lot of my properties, I already have buyers that I have in mind. And then if you're doing rentals or fix and flip, which is more Laura's expertise, she still puts 6 weeks out because she needs to gather time to get the private money lending in place and all of that. So it really is dependent how long on your contract. Now, if they are requiring, one thing I will throw in for you guys as a nugget is after, sometimes they're not okay with the $10 earnest money. I wouldn't be, honestly. And so what I recommend telling them is, okay, give me 21 days and then I don't want to tie up my money just because I am an investor and I have multiple properties going on at this time and contracts out there. And so I tell them, I don't want to tie up my money, but give me 21 days. And after my contingency period, I will gladly put down $5,000. And then what I do in that case is use my end buyer's funds. They have to put an earnest money down anyway. With their contract, I require it, and they'll put the money down on the 21 days, and that will go through. That is just one little tidbit I give out. Other than that, I do not go under contract unless I'm pretty much sure I can sell it. I don't want to be, we always talk about, you don't want to be the investor that can't sell it. I give my students at least, I give them 10 steps to guarantee sale. And I tell them, have you done all these steps? Because if you have done all these steps, and even other wholesalers I've talked to, these are the same steps they use, you should have no problem selling. So you want to make sure if it's not selling, look into, it's probably priced too high. It's a money thing most times. So I just wanted to kind of go over that. Thank you guys for showing up. Those of you that did listen. I hope this was helpful for contracts and contingencies in place. And yeah, we will talk to you soon. Next week, we are going to be covering the Burr method. So definitely be around next week if you're interested in that. We will be covering that into more detail and giving you guys tips and tools and interviews that we've done with people that have done a lot of the Burr method themselves. A lot of stuff's going out next week. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, a safe weekend. Make sure you go and have some fun and enjoy yourself. And we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.